Okay, today, Jazz Bear, we're going to do 15 push-ups. 15. 5, 10, 15. You'll notice I have a little cold today. That's okay, though. We all get colds. It is winter time. Are you ready? It's cold today, so that's why I got the long sleeve on. It's actually cold in the desert sometimes. It's probably about 40-something degrees. That's cold for here. Alright, here we go. Hold it and up. Okay, 15 push-ups. Next week we'll add one to it. So every week we're going to add one push-up until we get to 101, right? I hope so. I love you, Jazz Bear. Hey, Jazz Bear. I have a story for you today. And it is going to be about you. This is going to be the story that I remember about when you were born. Everybody else has their own story about it, so I can only tell the story that I remember. And the people that were there can tell the story that they remember. So I'm just going to give you my version. This story is about when you were born. Your Mama Sarah lived in Michigan. And I think she lived in, well, she wasn't that far from where you live now. She wasn't on the same street, but she was probably about a 25 or 20 minute drive away. And she had a cute little apartment, and she was doing online college courses at the time. So she was very pregnant, and she wanted to know if I could come out there and spend some time with her. And she was going to give birth to you. And I said, yeah, sure. So I talked to your great Aunt Peggy, and we decided that we were going to fly from Colorado to Detroit and hopefully get to see you being born. That's what we were hoping. We weren't sure because, you know, babies can come at different times, and we were pretty much in the time when we figured this was all going to go down. We ended up flying in and renting a car and driving to go to Mama Sarah's place. We went there, and Mama Sarah, she slept on a couch. I slept on the floor with it like a little mat, I think it was, some kind of a mat thing. And then Aunt Peggy, she slept straight up on the floor. She slept, I couldn't believe it. That girl can sleep anywhere. She's like your Mama Sarah. She could sleep anywhere. One night, we had been there a few days, I think, and your great Aunt Peggy and me were making Afghans, like little blankets for you. And as soon as we got ready to finish it, Mama Sarah went into labor with you. And since it was the cold months, it was a snowstorm outside. But I didn't know Mama Sarah was in labor. We were watching a movie. Her and me were watching this movie. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castles, I think it's called. And it was a comedy. We were laughing. And she would laugh once in a while. Mostly she was a little uncomfortable. But we didn't know she was in labor yet. Great Aunt Peggy was asleep on the floor. Your mama and me were sitting there watching it. So she goes, I'm in labor. And I said, you are? She said, yeah, I am in labor. I said, okay, well, I talked to her, and I said, maybe we can just watch a little bit more of the movie, because she was kind of early on in the labor, and I thought maybe it'll settle down. Well, it didn't settle down. And in fact, the snowstorm got worse, and Mama Sarah's labor got worse. Finally decided it was time to take her to the hospital because she didn't want to watch any more Harold and Kumar Go to White Castles, and she wasn't even laughing about it. So I thought, wow, she's pretty serious. We probably should get going. We woke up your great Aunt Peggy. She said, "Oh, ready?" And I said, "Yeah, we better get going, you know, because there's a snowstorm out there." So she got up, she got ready real quick, and off we went into the rental car. So we go out there, and I mean, it's really early in the morning. It's probably like 1 in the morning, or maybe 2 in the morning. I can't remember. It was really early in the morning. There was no cars on the road, and it was just pouring down snow. Tons and tons and tons of snow. We had to drive really slow to get there because Mama Sarah was in labor and she's pregnant. We didn't want to get into an accident. So we arrived there. We go into the hospital and she goes in and she gets checked, and they said to her, "You need to walk around a little bit." That was to get the labor going more. So she was in the early stages. So we walked around, and your great Aunt Peggy and me took turns walking around with Mama Sarah, and it was a pretty nice hallway and go around. And then she got checked again later. And I think that about the time she got checked later, I think Papa came there. He went in and saw Mama Sarah. He may have walked with her, but I'm not really sure if he did or not. That's something you're going to have to ask Papa about. But we walked for a while. And then we sat into the waiting room, and we were still making some Afghans, and every once in a while we would take turns who's going to go see Mama Sarah, because she couldn't have everybody in the room. It was just too much. So she's laying in the bed, kind of closing her eyes and just dealing with the labor. Your great Aunt Peggy would go in and spend some time with her. Your Papa would spend some time with her, and I would spend some time with her. Just, you know, try to keep things calm for her. And then the labor got to be more. It was probably a few hours into it. We weren't really there for that long. It was pretty quick labor altogether. So she was in the bed, and there was nurses around. The doctor would come in once in a while, and your great Aunt Peggy was there, and your Papa was there, and I was there. We were watching her. Mama Sarah, she gave birth. It was the most amazing thing ever. I can tell you what your great Aunt Peggy did. She looked down and she says, "Wow, look at all that hair!" Because you were coming out. You had all this hair. She was so amazed by all the hair you had on your head. It was really funny. As soon as you were born, they took you over to the side in the same room, and your great Aunt Peggy ran over there to make sure you were okay, and your Papa ran over there. I didn't run over. I was staying with Mama Sarah, and we both cried. We just both cried. I was so proud of her. She didn't get any pain medicine or nothing. She just did it. She was so strong. I walked over, took a look at you, and I walked back to Mama Sarah and was spending time with her. And then they brought you over to Mama Sarah, and Mama Sarah held you. She was so happy. Her face was so joyful, and she was so joyful the whole time. We had a big room, and I say we had a big room because we ended up staying in that room with your Mama Sarah the whole time she was there. And I think she was in there for maybe a couple of days. I think so, maybe 2 or 3 days. I can't remember. But we stayed with her. Every time she was holding you, she was laughing. You were sleeping right in the room with us. They didn't take you to the nursery. Great Aunt Peggy was there, I was there, and Mama was there. Anytime they took you somewhere, your great Aunt Peggy would go with them and make sure nothing happened. Nobody was going to take that baby. She wanted to make sure nobody stole you, and she wanted to let your Mama Sarah know that she was going to make sure that you were okay. I know you had a lot of questions before about your birth, and this is what I can tell you right now without any questions asked. I'm just telling you what I remember, and it was such a joyful day. I mean, everybody was so happy. It was beautiful. You were the most beautiful baby, so healthy. You had all this hair, and you were just a perfect weight, and you were a long baby. You were a really long baby. I think you were longer than any baby that was ever in my family, and a super good weight too. perfect length for that, perfect weight for your length. Your mama told me that she ate a lot of greens, like collard greens, mustard greens, and turnip greens. She probably ate collard greens the most, I think. And she said that makes a healthy baby, she told me. I know she also ate pinto beans. She was a good little cook. She had a stove there in her apartment and she'd cook her food there. Your Uncle Will told me that Mama Sarah ate a lot of fried chicken. And that was kind of funny. I was like, she ate a lot of fried chicken? I didn't know that. He said, yeah, she did. But mostly she ate a lot of greens, I think. And that kept you really healthy and happy. And oh, when you would wake up in the middle of the night, Mama Sarah would come there and she would hold you and talk to you and change your diaper, give you a bottle. Oh, she loved you so much. She never had to wake up and do anything because Mama Sarah did it. And you know what? She was still going to college, which I find that really hard. Wow. I mean, going to college and having a baby, she made really good grades too. She ended up having to stop going to college because she needed to take care of you more, and it was just not enough sleep and stuff like that. Because when you have a baby, you were a good little sleeper. Still, when you have a baby, you have to devote your attention to the baby more than the other things. Oh, we were so happy. We still are happy. It was one of the greatest moments of my entire life, Jasmine. And we love you so much. So that was my story today to give to you and share with you. But Harold and Kumar go to White Castles. I don't know whatever possessed me to pick that movie for your mom to watch. I thought it was funny, but wow, that is one weird movie. What a movie to pick. It got your Mama Sarah's mind off of everything. I hope you liked that story. I really enjoyed telling it to you. If you have any questions, give me a call and ask me, and maybe I could do a video on your questions. I am running out of material to read on stories. I have a story that I was going to read today from Great Grandma, and I thought, I don't think I'm going to read that story. I might read it some other time. It's about her getting shot in the hand with a BB gun, and I thought, I don't think I want to read that story today. Not a good idea. Those kids were just so wild when she was growing up. You have to call me or text me, okay? I prefer a phone call. Or we could even do Google Duo or something. I love you, JAZBABY. I'm awake.